For today's makeup look, I decided to do something really colorful since the summer's still here, but it's running away really fast. Fall is almost here, and before fall gets here, I wanted to do something really colorful. Creating this look took forever. Probably the longest video I will ever film. It just took so long to create because you really have to build up all the colors step by step. So it's definitely the most challenging makeup look that I've done so far here on my channel. As you can see in some of the close-ups, the color that's on my lid, it is very matte and a kind of chalky, so it's really hard to keep that pigmentation there. If you want to see all the steps that I did to create this look, then just keep on watching. The most important part of the entire tutorial is this step right here. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, and this is just going to make sure that all the colors stay on and don't crease. Going into the electric palette from Urban Decay, I'm going to take the color Savage, and I'm blending this through my crease using the Sigma E35 brush. And then go back and blend with the E40 brush. This shouldn't have any product on it, and you want this to be very seamless. Each step should be completely blended before moving on to the next step. Using the E40 brush with nothing on it, that is going to be your best friend with this makeup look because it's going to help you blend out all the edges as well. Next, with the 239 brush from MAC, I'm going to take Shroom as my brow bone highlight. Next color I'm going to use is Urban from the electric palette, and I'm taking this with the 217 brush from MAC, and I'm working this closer into that crease area. We don't want to take this as high as we took Savage. We really want this to be a little bit more concentrated because it's going to help all the colors from the bottom fade upwards. Next, I'm going to take Jilted from the Urban Decay electric palette, and I'm using this E25 brush. So basically you're just going to take all the steps we just did, keep layering and blending. You want to take your time with this. You do not want to rush because then it's going to look really sloppy. This whole entire look, you really want to just go slow, take your time, and make sure each layer is blended until you go on to the next step. If it's not, it's going to end up looking really messy and it's not going to look the way you want. Alright, so now for the fun part. Take Chaos from the electric palette on your 239 brush, and you're just going to pat that on your lid. This is a very matte, chalky shade, so a lot of times I had to go back in again and again because when you would pat it on, sometimes if you went back over it, it would pick up the product that you already laid down, which was really frustrating. But just take your time. Again, be patient. If you take your time, it's going to look perfect. And then go back in with Urban on that 217 brush and blend out these edges. What really helped me is I took this jumbo eye pencil from NYX in the color Milk, and I patted that right on the areas that was kind of taking away the color on my eyelid. And then once I patted that on and kind of blended it out with my finger, I took the color Chaos back on it again very softly, and that seemed to do the trick. And it stayed there because it needed something more tacky to stick to because it was just picking up the other color that was underneath it. Alright, so moving on, we are going to clean up the under eye with these makeup wipes. Any makeup wipes will do. For my foundation, I used the Chanel Vital Lumiere Aqua foundation, and I applied this with the F88 brush from Sigma. I did an entire foundation routine video, and I posted that right before this one, so I will link that down below if you want a more in-depth video on that. With the same brush, I used the Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20. I used the lightest shade in the Anastasia Contour Kit to set my under eye area. I used the F35 brush from Sigma. Okay, going back to the under eye, I'm going to take Jilted on this brush that came with the electric palette from Urban Decay, and I'm just running this underneath my eye area and just really blending. And then I'm going in with Urban, which is that purple color, and we're really going to smoke this out with that color. And then you can keep going back between the two shades to give it the consistency that you want. I really smoked mine out and made mine dramatic just because the colors on the eyes were so dramatic that I wanted to carry that underneath. You could totally make this more wearable by not making this as blown out as I did, but for me today, this is what I did. Next, I'm taking this Perversion eyeliner pencil from Urban Decay, and I'm just rubbing this in my waterline, and then I'm smudging it out with that Urban Decay brush just so that it blends down and smokes out that bottom lash line. Before I put on my false eyelashes, I'm using the Dior Show Overcurl Mascara. Any mascara will work for this because you're going to be covering them up. And then I'm taking this Ink for Eyes pen from Urban Decay. It's in the color Perversion as well. And I'm just running this along my lash line. And for my lashes, I'm using the Wispy Sweet Nothings from Velour. And then I'm putting that mascara back on the bottom lashes. And then to contour, I used a mixture of the bottom three shades in this kit with the NARS Ita brush. And I have a full contouring and highlighting video. I will link it down below. And for my blush, I'm going in with this blush called Adored. It's from Tarte, and I'm applying it with the F10 brush from Sigma. With that same highlighter brush, I took this Amber Diamond highlighter from Dior and just topped my cheekbones with this. First, I'm going to apply this Flesh Pot lipstick from MAC. I'm doing this first so it really blanks out my lips, and then to add a little bit more color to the outer edges so it doesn't look like my lips are gone completely, I'm taking the Peekaboo Neutral lip liner from NYX. To add a little bit of pink to my lips, I'm taking this lip gloss from Urban Decay. It's in the color Love Child, and this just gives me a little bit extra color just so that my lips aren't too nude, and it's just going to complement the eyes and the cheeks and just bring it all together. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that you took some of my tips and tricks and can apply them to your makeup look, and I hope that it was really helpful because it was kind of tricky for me to create this, to be quite honest. It took a really long time, but I guess just like my biggest tip is to be patient, take your time, don't rush through it because you will have better results the more time you take blending and more steps that you take. I will link my beauty basic videos that I have. I'll link them down below. If you're new to my channel and you don't know what beauty basics are, it's just like the basics of makeup. So I have an eyebrow tutorial, how to apply false lashes, winged liner, contouring and highlighting, and foundation. So I will link all of those down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.